Good morning. Today we are doing our last objective of this unit, finishing up working with these polygons. So we're finishing our objectives today. That means tomorrow's a review, Wednesday is the practice test, Thursday is the real test. So we will be reviewing tomorrow in class. And like I said when I was doing the correcting, if you want to stay after Wednesday, I'm after school. So you can do the review with me if you want some more review after you take that practice test and you go, because I know some of us said we were a little bit nervous about this coming test because of all these different shape things that we have to do. So you can stay after for another review session on Wednesday if you want. Thursday will be too late because we'll be done with the test, but you can stay after Wednesday for a review session. All right, today we are doing PO59. It's a PO, that power objective. This is important. We're building on the objectives that we've been working on. So this one's putting it all together. It is, I can find missing sides of those similar polygons. So that means we need to remember what a similar polygon is. So if we look back at yesterday's or Friday's objective, what is a similar polygon? Melanie? Very good. So if we wrote it on CO58, do we need to write it again today? Why do you think we have space to write it again, Liam? Because it helps us remember it is that important. So just because we wrote it on CO58, we don't say, oh, I'm going to leave it blank. Let's just move on. What I put on the board is important for you to put in your books. It's that important. This is a PO. This is a I really need to remember what similar polygons mean. I'm going to write the definition again because it helps me remember it better when I'm writing it. Zelda. Yeah, thank you for catching that. It is a PO. Yep. So you just know that I put CO on the weekly lessons, but it is a PO. All right, so polygons that are same shape but different sizes. Angles are congruent, so the angles are the same measurements, and the sides are what? Proportional. Very good. So remember that objective we just worked on. We had to match up the sides and see if each side matchups divided down to the same number. If they divided down to the same number for each one, 10 divided by 5, 6 divided by 3, 8 divided by 4. We got 2 for all of them. That means they are similar. So that's what we worked on last time, and we're going to build off of that for this objective. So we're taking what we know, and we're going to go one step further. So let's look at our two figures below. When solving for an unknown side of similar polygons, there are two ways we can set up our proportion. So the first thing, we're going to look at these two rectangles. Are they the same shape? I saw some people kind of shake their head no, and some people shake their head yes. How would we look at these? I've got a long rectangle and I've got a tall rectangle. Why would I think that they are the same shape, Madeline?
It's the same shape because
Yes, we talked about that with the last objective. You can turn it, you can rotate it, you can flip it. You just can't make it bigger or smaller. So if we turned this rectangle, now they're both skinny and tall, right? So if you can turn it, then you know which sides to match up. So we're going to match up a short side with a short side. Okay, we wouldn't match up the short side with the long side because they have to be able to match up with some appropriate sides. Okay? So that's the first thing we have to know. You have to think in your head which sides match up if you have to turn it. So this one is one that we would have to turn. So we would see that the short side matches up with the short side. So we have our first method to find that missing side. We're going to match up the long side of A, so long A, and we're going to put that over the long B. So long A goes over long B, and that is going to equal, any guesses? There is no C shape. We just have A's and B's.
Short C.
There are no C's, Madison. Short A over short B. So, you know what? I'm going to do it up here, and we'll do method 2 down here. Because I just don't have enough room. So we're going to do method 1 on top, method 2 on bottom. So we have short A over short B. Okay, so notice, this is important. If I put the A on top here, I have to put the A on top here. If I put B on bottom, then B goes on bottom. Long over long, they match up. Short over short, they match up. So you have to pay attention that you're putting the correct side in the correct place. I'm telling you, this is what messes people up the most, is they accidentally put the sides in the wrong places. And then when you do the math I'm going to show you, you get the wrong answer because we didn't put the sides in the right places. So the first thing I always do is I always mark it, which one's my A and which one's my B. So I know which side to put into which place in my method. Our second method is going to do long A over short A. So if I have long A on top and short A on bottom, any guess on what I'm going to put on top, Melanie? Long B. Very good. Because if I have long on top, I'm going to put long on top. Short on bottom, short on bottom. Either method we use, we will get the same answer. So you're going to do what works best for you. For me, I look at it and I go A to B, A to B. That's the way that makes sense to me, and that's just the method I always use. I know other people who like to do A over A, B over B, but you have to make certain, just like up here, that we're putting stuff in the right place. If we have long on top, short on bottom, then shorts on bottom. You have to make sure that they match up. We're going to do some practice ones to really help us see how that works. I'm going to erase and scroll up. So now let's put it to work. Whoops. Solve for the unknown side of the figure. Oh, there's a key thing in our direction. Show your work. You have to put how you're getting your answer so we can see, did you use the method correctly? A lot of times people will get a wrong answer and not know where they went wrong. We show our work so we can make sure that we know what we're doing. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label my A's and B's. All right. So I see I have a question mark here. My question mark is going to match up with which side of my B? Jimena? Which number? Which number on the B?
24.
Yeah, that long side. So that's the long A has a question mark, long B has a question mark. I know they match up. So if I do long A over long B equals short A over short B, I know I'm going to put my question mark, that's the long A, over the long B. What should I put for my second fraction? If I did my long A over long B, what would I put next? What do you think, Madison? So what would I do for my short A? Tell me what number.
You would do 10.
10 is my A, and it's the short side.
You would 24. 15.
So I heard a 24 and I heard a
short,
15.
15.
Wow, I like that you caught yourself, Madison. You went, oh wait, I need the short side. Because we did the short side for the A, we need the short side for the B. Now, we have an unknown number. How do I find that missing number? Who remembers way back when we worked with proportions, what math we did to find the answer? Do you remember, Layla? You forgot? Lauren? What are we going to divide? There's different ways we've learned how to go about this. Zelda, what are you thinking?
Well, noticing that those because the 15 can be divided by 5, so it's 24, and that number can be divided by 6.
That's simplifying. We're not working on simplifying. You're right, they're both multiples of 5, but we don't want to simplify right now. I'm going to show you a way that we learned a long time ago, and see if we remember this. I circle these two.
Cross multiplication.
We're going to multiply, going across like that, and then we divide by that last number. So what is, Sawyer, you have your calculator out. What is 24 times 10?
250.
Say that again, sorry. Yes. So let's try that again, Sawyer. Okay. So 240, if we multiply those, what do I do with that 15? Divide by the 15, and what do I get? 16. So my missing side is 16. How do you think, thinking back to the math we did on our last objective, how can we check to see if we did this correctly? Liam?
Oh, I would have done like 16 times 15 to get 2.
So not quite that. If our missing number is 16, what did I do to these two numbers? Madeline? Yeah, what is 16 divided by 24? What is the calculator out?
Wait, what?
Zelda? What is 16 divided by 24?
0.66.
0.66?
Yeah.
What is 10 divided by 15? Ava, what's 10 divided by 15? Are they the same? Is it proportional? Yes. So when we know that they are similar figures, and we're fighting for that unknown side, we do this math, and then we check our work to make sure that we put our sides in the right place. If I find different numbers, I lined it up wrong. And I need to go back and say, did I do long A over long B, short A over short B, or did I put it in the wrong spot? Now remember I said we could do long A over short A equals long B over short B, and we'll get the same answer. So let's double check to make sure that the second method works. So if I do long A over short A, what numbers am I going to put? What does my fraction look like, Melanie? So we don't know this 16, so I'm going to put the question mark. So I've got my long A is the question mark, short A is the 10, long B is the 24, short B is the 15. Let's do the same thing. If I do 10 times 24, what do I get? 240. And what do I do with that 240? Divide by 15. Oh goodness, look at that. We're doing the exact same math. So it doesn't matter which method we use, the math ends up being exactly the same. So you can use either method and get the same answer. Show me your thumbs. How do you feel after the first example? I feel a lot of us are pretty confident on this. Couple of not quite sure's, and especially if we were gone and missed the week, we're definitely going to be needing a little bit more. All right, so let's look at our second example. Remembering either long A over long B, short A over short B, or long A, short A, long B, short B. Who can tell me what to write? Which method should I use? Who? Raise your hand. Claire. So tell me what to write. So first thing is I need to label my polygons with my A and my B, so I know which side is which. So what should I put on the top? Which method? Okay, so what is the long A? So looking here at our A, what do you think I would put as my long A, Jimena? The question mark. Jimena's looking at this and saying that's the long side. So I'm going to put my question mark. So Jimena, do I want to do long A over long B or long A over short A? Which method? Okay, so what would I put for my short A? Why would I use 12 and not the 24? No. Look at our B.
Oh, it's always on top.
No, it's not always on top, Lauren.
Because there's not a number on the top.
There's no corresponding number on my B. So I know this is extra information because there's nothing on the B. So I can't use the 24 side because it doesn't match up with anything. So I have to use the 12. So if I have long A over short A, what should I put that it equals? Who can tell me what the fraction would be? Layla? What would I put on top? Say it a little louder. So I've already used the 12 because I did long A over short A. So now I have to do my B's. What matches up with the long A? Say it louder. 25. The long B. What do I put on the bottom, Layla? 15, because I have long A over short A, so long B over short B. What math do I have to do to find the question mark? Ava?
25 times 12.
Yeah, because remember we do that cross multiplying. So what is 25 times 12?
I got one. I got one. 300.
25 times 12?
300.
I got 300.
Shh.
I got 180 somehow, but.
So do it for me right now. 12 times 25 or 25 times
Oh, yeah, I got 300.
300. Okay. What is my second step? Oh, Connor. Why divide by 15? That's the one I haven't used yet. So I know I'm dividing by that 15. What is 300 divided by 15, Madeline? 20? So how do I check to see if I lined it up correctly? Melanie?
20 divided by 12, which is 1.66, and then 25 divided by 15.
So I put that 20 in for my question mark, and I divide it. I get 1.66. I do it for my other fraction, 25 divided by 15, and I get 1.66. So I know they are proportionate. So we're using those proportions from a long time ago. It's coming back to haunt us. That's why it was a power objective in a previous unit, because we're using it again. So in today's assignment, it's a PO, but it's using all the objectives we've used in the past. So we're just putting stuff together that we've already learned. Let's look at our work for today. Solve for the unknown side of the figure. Show your work. I want to see which method you're using. Line up long A's, long B's, short A's, short B's, lining them up. Show what you get, and then show how you checked your work. What decimal place did you get when you divided them together? Check to make sure that you line them up correctly. Here are a couple of ones I want to point out. If we look at in the middle, I see my question mark. I'm going to line them up. Does it matter which sides I line up? Wait until the lesson's done. It doesn't matter which sides I line up. I have to line up my question, but then I could do the 12 to 8 or the 18 and this 12. Okay? It doesn't matter which side. They are similar, so they are proportionate no matter what. You just have to pick one. What does matter is if we have one, let's see, like here, if there's nothing here, I can't use that side because there's no corresponding measurement for me to use. So I have to match them up. And then on the bottom, for some reason, it got pushed to the next page for me. We have that review. Remember, those reviews are important. Go back to look at your previous objectives to make sure you understand it, because that test is coming up and we need to remember all of those vocab words that we've been working so hard on. So make sure you're taking your time on those reviews. Any questions on today's work? So if you're watching this at home, I hope you are well, and I hope to see you soon. Remembering that if we have questions, come see me because the test is coming up. And Wednesday after school, I will do a small group review if people want extra review before the test. So I hope you have a wonderful day.